people that will say what we. I mean, because one of the things that's happened I've noticed over this season is there's been more focus on the management, if you like, as opposed to just the coach. And it's not all been laid at the coach's door. Some people are starting to question what's going on upstairs in my favourite phrase, Clan Towers. Some people are starting to say, well, hold on a minute. We can't keep saying it's the coach's fault, it's the coach's fault, it's the coach's fault. The coach can't carry the can for everything. You know, there's people that have been here 4 years, 5 years, who are running the team, who have to be held accountable as well. Now, they don't like it, and there's no bones about that. I think one of the biggest mistakes that we've made over the last 2 or 3 years, in my opinion, has been moving away from the community type club that we used to be to this trying to be this more corporate entity. We're just not ready for that. It's not big enough yet. And in this process of moving from community-based to corporate entity, they've peed off so many people in the process that, you know, they've lost people, they've lost fans, they've lost volunteers. You know, everybody has suddenly got a gripe because we don't feel, as a community-based club, we don't feel or not being a community-based club anymore, I should say, we don't feel as if we're part of it. It's kind of like you said it earlier on, pay your money, shut up and come along. If you don't like it, don't bother. That's not what built this club. That's not what built this hockey club. You know, it was come along, you know, have your opinion, contribute. And I don't know, obviously, it's different when we had crowds of 2,500, and the players used to come up and just have a drink and mingle. Now they've got to do this thing with the tables all lined out, and it's
awful.
It's a barrier.
Isn't it?
It's a barrier, and it's not what the clubs used to be about. And I think that's just an example of what's gone wrong. You know, they've just tried to be too big for their boots too early, in my opinion. And all they've ever done, sorry Graham, just before I finish, all they've ever done is tell the fan base, in my opinion, is you don't know what you're talking about. But half the ideas of the stuff they do is stolen from bloody fans. Do you know what I mean? Stuff that fans have been doing for years. And I mean, I'm not going into details, so it sounds like, you know, sour grapes stuff, but some of the stuff they do and the stuff other people have been doing for ages, or I've been told not to do, and then they do it. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, as long as they're nabbing good ideas, that's all right. That doesn't fine, bother me, to be honest with you.
But don't come across with the attitude that you don't know what you're talking about, stay out of it, and then constantly nick ideas off of fans. Do you know what I mean?
Well, as I say, that's maybe a little bit more of a beef for you. But in terms of, I mean, my hot button in respect to the community and that whole feel about the club is, you know, when's the last time
this year?
Well, when's the last time we did a school visit? I don't think we did one school visit last year. I know we've done hostel visits. I know and it's not that we haven't done nothing. And obviously we had the Armed Forces Hospital tie-in and all that stuff was fantastic. But, you know, I'm looking at it from the point of view of nurturing the hockey fans of the future, the kids that will go home and tell their parents, can we go to a hockey game because we had some hockey players at the school today and it looked really good. But when's the last time we did a school visit? Because I don't think we did any last year, and I'm fairly certain we haven't done any this year because I haven't seen a single photograph, and so that there's that aspect. I mean, there's all sorts of things. Skate with the Clan, okay, minor thing that's been going on for years now. Skate with the Clan, what a fantastic opportunity that was for fans to meet players, fans that could skate, mind you, but fans to meet players, have a chat with them, have a skate around it. I mean, we know how popular that was. I would just go and watch it because it was a great event. Exactly, but we can't do that now because of insurance reasons, which, you know, everybody keeps making the point, well, just get people to sign a disclaimer. They'll do it without even thinking. Get them to sign a disclaimer and get them on the ice.
But other clubs are doing it.
And other clubs are doing it, exactly. So, I mean, again, it's all down to, you lose that and then you have this antiseptic sit behind the table, get your photo taken and sign a poster and off you go. And that's rubbish. That's not the kind of interaction that you should be having. I know the OSC do events and they're good events and that allows interaction with the players a lot of the time. But, you know, Skate the Clan was a fantastic thing, which was extremely popular, and I would love us to look at bringing it back. And whether it's a problem between the club and the arena or whatever, who cares? Get it sorted out and get it started again. Other clubs are doing it, as you say. And if it's an insurance matter, that's what disclaimers are for. You know, but so it's stuff like that. You know, girls going around with flags at the start. Get the junior hockey players back on. flying the flags. Let's start looking a little bit more like a hockey club, because the problem with being an entertainment business is that, that's sometimes what pushes away the hockey fans. And if this club doesn't end up with hockey fans, then you're going to end up with people just turning up for a night out, and they can quite easily not appear the next night. So, again, this club needs to find that identity, because the identity is more than just a horrible tartan and everything else that goes with that.
What do we know?
What do we know?
What
Exactly.
do we know?
What do we know? It's just my opinion.
I know, but we could just be way off the mark. And sometimes I feel as if it's not easy, we'll just no bother. Do you know what I mean? It's like if something's hard to do, then it's easier just not to do it. I don't know. Maybe.
You're on the doorstep of Glasgow. When was the last time Clangus was in Glasgow City Centre?
Yeah.
Promoting. Why? I'm okay. We haven't had it the last couple of years, but if when there was an ice pad down at George Square, I don't think the Clan ever went near that.
Maybe they tried and they weren't allowed to. I don't know.
But and then a recce team can turn up on it. I don't know.
I know, but it just kind of goes back to maybe there's just not enough staff to do all these things. No, maybe we've been too hard on them. I don't know.
Yeah, but this is why I keep coming back. This sounds like we've been really, really down on a lot of individuals who will know who they are. But as ever, I'll quantify that by saying this is an organisational problem. This is why I keep coming back to Mr. Black. And I'm sorry to sound as if I'm being critical of Mr. Black, but it'd be. I mean, I don't want a new owner. I know there's a poll going on the forum at this moment in time about what people think is the best way forward, and some people are thinking that might be a new owner. I don't want a new owner. I genuinely don't. What I do want is an owner who talks to us occasionally, just occasionally.
Do you not think just whatever your personal feelings are on Neil Black, do you not think just the fact he owns another hockey club in this league means we really should have a different owner? Whether you like him or not, that's not the issue.
But I mean, again, this is just something that we just have. I mean, this is the debate that's raged since the Clan started. At the end of the day, again, when things are not good and you've just been stuffed by your so-called big rival and everything else, it's easy to lash out in all directions, and that's maybe how we're sounding right now. But look at it seriously. Whether or not Mr. Black owns another hockey club, and whether or not he's, that hockey club is his first interest, which obviously I think you'd be mad to think it isn't. The fact of the matter is that he has a hockey club up here which he owns, that contributes, I'm quite sure, a fair income to his organisation overall, and he hasn't spoken to the fans in nearly 6 years. And to me, that's just not right. It might not bother him, but it's starting to bother me more and more, and I think it's starting to bother some other fans more and more. I know it came up I wasn't at the last Q&A. I know it came up, and I think Gareth said he was going to try and have a chat with him. But seriously, I don't want to get into the whole Nottingham Panthers Supporters Trust situation. But again, as we've said before, a Supporters Trust starts up, and he's doing 2 Q&As in 7 months. Do we have to start a Clan Supporters Trust to start getting some attention? I would hope not, because I don't honestly think that this club needs or even particularly wants, the fan base need or particularly want a supporters trust. There shouldn't be any need for that. And I don't think that's necessarily the route that we want to go down as a fan base. But, when it starts up and all of a sudden there's 2 Q&As within 7 months, it does beg the question, is that what you need to do? Because I know the response at the previous Q&A was, well, there's no point in Neil Black being here because he's not that involved with the day-to-day running of the club. But I don't want to ask him about the day-to-day running of the club. I want to ask him a whole ton of other stuff involving the bigger pictures. I'm sure other people do as well. So yeah, we'll leave that one with Gareth at the moment. But I would certainly appreciate some attention from Mr. Black. It doesn't have to be a lot. Come up and see us sometime, and we'll have, and listen to the fans and let them ask you some questions, and I'm sure everybody will be pretty happy, just as the Panthers fans are, with what he's saying. So, again, just show us some love, and we'll show you some love back.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that Neil Black is the owner and he has a lot of say in what goes on. I don't buy into the fact that he just lets Gareth and Andy get on with it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't just let them get on with it. I'm pretty sure he knows more about or maybe he doesn't know, but he certainly he'll be sticking his nose in to find out on plenty of occasions. Yeah, it's his money. At the end of the day, you don't have to own something and forget about it. Although, You could argue with not having had any contact from him to the supporters in such a long time. And as you said, there is a wee buzz going about the fan base just now. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think a supporters' trust, a la, the Nottingham one, is a road we particularly want to go down. But there are people talking in whispered tones about something similar, just because of the way things. And it's nothing, again, this isn't born of a 7-1 defeat from 5 that we're talking like this. This is, as I said at the start of the programme, the guys that we do the podcast with will tell you that my personal opinion certainly was I didn't like the look of this team from day one, and I pointed a few things out. But, we've not really spoke about it on the podcast because people don't like you being negative. That's a simple fact. But then at the same time, I get people coming up to me and saying, we like the podcast because we know you don't sugarcoat things. You say it as it is to an extent that you can get away with, and you don't make things up. You don't toe the party line. You don't just say what the club want you to say. We do say what we feel, and but there are times when you don't want to. You've maybe beaten Nottingham, and you don't want to come on and say, "God, we were real lucky there." That was just a fluke. You don't want to be the downer all the time. But that is the way I felt this year. I don't like the way the team, and it could have been for many reasons. It could have been, everything we've covered. It could have been the late arrivals. It could be the coach. It could be something in the dressing room. It could just be that we don't have any very good imports that aren't gelling as a team. We could have great imports that are just not gelling as a team. But the fact is, at the moment, it's not happening. So, what we'll do, it's just Graham and I. So what we'll just do, we'll just batter straight in. A lot of the stuff we got back in social media this week was more comments than actual questions and topics and stuff. And so, we'll skim through them and see if there's anything that comes out of it. Funeral blooper reel at Falling Dolphins. I have no comments that are suitable for a family-friendly podcast. I suggest you maybe tweeted that at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. That's probably where that came from.
I think we all felt that way.
I think we all felt that way. Leslie McGregor, she says she went for a Happy Meal after the game, and it did make her feel a little bit happier. So good for that.
Leslie's a happy person. Yeah. She's not down for long.
But the McDonald's sponsor clan? No, she should have went to Krispy Kremes. Callie York. The worst Clan performance I have seen since I started following them. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong tonight. Worrying. And saying that, Willie A, Fife fan, said it didn't look too bad from where I was sitting, but it wouldn't, because he was winning 7-1. The Flyers totally deserved that win, but I think we can all agree on that. Melissa Bishop, another Fife fan, said, so no credit at all to the team that won. Fife didn't play well, Clan were just rubbish. I think everybody said Fife played really, really well, but you don't get a 7-1 win at either rink for the other team if the other team didn't have a bad night as well. There's got to be a case of both here. Fife played really, really well and schooled the Clan. The Clan were utter rubbish, but yeah, you give credit to the team that won. Quickly squeaking through these, Glenn Middleton, one of your friends, and that's my friend as well. My major worry is we couldn't put together a team during the off-season, so how the heck are we going to make the necessary changes now? That's a very fair point, isn't it?
It's got a very fair point. That's what we touched on just earlier on. I mean, our recruitment, and I was just going to say as this kind of general point, our recruitment always seems to be incredibly slow compared to a lot of other teams. Look how quickly Steelers acted to try and fill one or two of their gaps. I don't know how long the Panthers goalie situation has been going, trying to bring in that third goalie, but that seemed to happen fairly quickly. But in our respect, everything seems to be a very laborious process. Strange.
Yep. Frank Lammy, I was sure this team had some fight in them this year. They certainly didn't have it last night, and that was obviously about the Fife game. It was quite interesting. I remember watching Big Jacob Doughty trying to get Gautier to fight, and it was 4-0 at the time, and I'm thinking, why on earth? If it was Gautier, Godin, Doughty to fight, and we were 4-0 up, I'd have been really upset if he'd fought. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You'd
absolutely.
like to think, and Gautier did the right thing. He just laughed at him, really, and went, no. Yeah. So, yeah, too little, too late, although I appreciate that Doughty was trying to get something going, but 4-0 was just too late. William McLaughlin, I don't understand this one, William, Come back, DOI, all is forgiven. Am I going to regret reading that out? What's DOI? Do you know what DOI is?